Welcome, one and all, to another live stream edition of the Hard Rock Show, and this one is going to be an absolute belt. We've got a lot to get through tonight. It is the finale of this season of King of the Riff, so we're going to get through a fair bit tonight. A big thank you to Jeff beside me, Dave on the other side of the screen, and then underneath a big thank you as well to Conrad and Bell for jumping into tonight's stream. Say hi, folks, and a special mention tonight to make sure you let us know where you're watching from. Whether you're old or new, let us know where you're watching the show from tonight. I will prompt that a few times here as we go through things. But like I was saying, we have a bit to get through tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to be doing the finale of King of the Riff, which means 3 rounds in one night. So we're going to be doing Ride the Lightning from Metallica versus Skid Row, Sled from the Grind from us, as well as Led Zeppelin II versus Mötley, Crüe, Shadow the Devil. And then we'll go through the winners of those battles to go and find the final winner of all this night. We have the audience side of things taken care of as well. Belle, a big thank you to you, as always, for going through and knocking together all the results for us and doing all that hard work you do behind the scenes. So thank you again. Got another Aerosmith album to go through. We're going to swap out Backyard Banger tonight and move over to doing something a bit different, not featuring, but focusing on Iron Maiden tonight, because we finally got around to it. And we'll bring back the other stuff a bit later on. Unfortunately, being a bit mindful of time, not wanting to go too hard at things tonight. So we'll see how things go. We'll do that next time around. But we've got a bit to get through, as always. The bin, all the usual stuff as well. If we get time, we'll do a guessing game. But that's like if we get time at the very end of the show. But yeah, otherwise, you got the bin and everything else coming later on, as always. There are links and everything else you need to know in the description box. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and do all that usual stuff. Hit those links in that description box so you can just find all the songs talking about. There's links to our Spotify playlist as well. So everything you need is referenced there for you to go and check out. So get in the comments, give us your thoughts, say hi, let us know where you're watching from. And if you want to check out more information or more goodies behind the scenes, then check out our Patreon page as well. And if you need to get in touch with us, best way to do so is email, which is on the screen right now, media@thehardrockshow.com. Again, all these links are in the description box. So you know what to do, folks. Get amongst it. Let's get to some comments here. Nicole is here. Hey, all. Good to see you as always. Same with Kat. Good to see you too. Edge Crusher, another one. Adrian is here going, what's up, mates? And Sheila. So there we go. We're going into the Bogan territory tonight already. Nicole is Queensland, Ipswich in Queensland. So yes, I'm out near, I think the nearest town to us is Gimbal. Thank you, Nicole, for jumping in and letting us know. Michael says, good evening, all watching Nesta Joel. Good to see both. Joel is on Facebook. Hi, all watching you from a lounge room. So there you go. Bash is going, good evening, all watching from home. Sunbury, Victoria. Nice. Michael's here as well. Hey, all. Good to see you.
I want to see somebody say watching from the toilet. Come on. You know you are.
That might happen. Edge Crusher says South Morang, Victoria. I used to live not far from there, mate. I used to be in Mill Park for a movie.
Oh, shit.
And then we have the Lone Star State, Texas for Adrian. Good to see you, man. Hopefully you keep well over there too. So get involved, folks. It's a bit of fun here tonight. So just keep us in the loop with where you're watching from. Good to see some numbers kicking in. Get in, say hi. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Alrighty. As always, I'm going to start the show with the usual, which is to do the Hot Rocks format of things, which we go through and pick our favorite song out of the Hot Rocks playlist this week. Top 5 usually, but not always. So, and this week it was all new songs in the top 5. So to quickly recap here, honorable mentions go to 6th Century Adrenaline, which was nominated by Kat, and Gojira Mea Culpa, nominated by Bell. That got its second week in a row, but nearly made it the top 10, but not quite those two. Just missed out. So coming at number 10 was last week's number 1, I think, was Cicada Stone with Burn Your Name. The acoustic version came in number 10 this week. Number 9 was Alone with the Gods, Saviour's Soul, nominated by Vinny. So there we go. Number 8 was April Art, Not Afraid, nominated by Jolie. It's the second week for that song in the Hot Rocks playlist. Number 7 was Miles Kennedy, Nothing More to Gain, nominated by Kat originally. It's week 4 now for this song, so it jumped up and down a bit, but it went to number 7 this week. Number 6, the song that's been in the fucking thing for about 8 weeks now, courtesy of Vinny. Those Damn Crows, Let's Psycho, got to number 6 this week. Then the all-new top 5 songs. We have number 5, Head of Clay, Today We're Gonna Fly. That was a top-up song. Linkin Park, The Emptiness Machine, another top-up song. Then we had DGM, The Greatest Unknown, coming in number 3, nominated by Basher. Number 2 was Dear Matilda, Blood Moon, nominated by Bell. So there we go, Bell's song at number 2. And number 1 was Marco Hietala with Frankenstein's Wife, nominated by Jolie.
Cool song.
Number 1 this week. I do see other comments coming through. I'll get to those in a minute. And just for those watching or wanting to play along, to get into Tastemakers playlist, the new songs this week that might go into Hot Rocks next week, see what happens. We have Black Label Society with The Gallows, Countervice with Point of No Return, Ironstone, No Price Too High, Ginger with Rogue, The Last Martyr, Requiem, Mastodon with Lamb of God, Floods of Triton, Nightwish, An Ocean of Strange Islands, Opeth with S3, Trucker Diablo, Show Me the Way, and Wings Denied with Swadade. I think I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't, Vinny, tell me I got it wrong. But let's do the rounds here. What was your song of the week, Jeff? We'll start with you and just work our way around.
What a selection of songs this week, actually.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed all of the songs. And so I was like, which one am I going to pick? Because they're all great. But I think I'm going to go with DGM, just because these guys, this sounds just like, it sounds so familiar, yet it's not. They're very, very prog. But it's like, if I was going to say, if someone said to me, what is prog? What does it sound like? There's so many things, right? You'd pick, you have any choice. But this song could go in there, The Great Unknown, because it has everything that you would want in a prog song. And it's done very, very well. I really enjoyed this. I thought these guys were really good. I think they're from Italy, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I could be wrong on that, but yeah, really good. Really, really, really good. And every element was just bang. I loved it. So knocked it out of the park for me to nine shots.
Nice. Cool. Yeah. There we go. All right, let's keep doing the rounds here. Dave, which one was your pick this week? Is there going to be any surprises here?
No surprise at all. Like Jeff, most of the songs were good. Most of them, that Linkin Park song is absolute crap. It's fucking generic and boring. And where's the rap? They're one of the few new metal bands that I actually like. Where's the rap? I mean, it doesn't sound like Linkin Park. It just sounds like a fucking generic female-fronted pop rock band. It was shit. Sorry. That's a bonus for you. But yeah, I went with Marco. Obviously, Frankenstein's wife. I had to go with Marco. It's always great hearing new music from him, and this song is awesome. Pretty straightforward, but it's done really well. It's a nice song, nice upbeat vibes. The guitar tone and the keys are bright. Marco's voice sounds great. He really brings these lyrics to life. I believe every word that he says. A less conviction singer wouldn't be able to pull off a song like this. He does an absolute great job of this. Nice mood throughout the verses, and it's kind of calm and content. And then when the chorus kicks in, it kicks up to that next gear where you can just proclaim your absolute joy and happiness. The chorus is an instant earworm. Solo isn't overly flashy, but it fits the song perfectly. There's I like the clever wordplay and the use of the whole Frankenstein reanimation theme for a metaphor of repairing a damaged relationship. Key words like lightning, electric, and storm and stitches. If you're a romantic and you like horror movies, then this is for you. It's fucking great. I particularly like the pre-chorus, where stupid thing went down too far. Nothing will keep us apart, with the stitches blinding our hearts and stuff like that. That stuff is beautiful. That whole section is cool. There's a lot of heavy themes and darkness in music these days. It's nice that something can be lighthearted and beautiful without being tacky. Exceptionally well done. Cool horror vibe vibrato tones at the end. There's kind of an effect there. Wednesday 13 uses that a lot, and it's more prominent in that music. I wish I knew what exact effect that is, but it's very cool. And it gives that a little bit of a horror theme in the fade out. But ultimately, this gets 9 shots. I thought it was fucking fantastic.
Almost like a theremin, Dave.
Yeah, theremin, but with vibrato in it.
Yeah. That old effect. No, cool. 9 shots. Okay, we're doing well all around. Let's move over to Conrad. What song got your attention this week out of the top 5?
I don't know if it was in the top 5 or not.
Okay.
Relica.
Oh, okay. You went with that one. All right. Well, that was going to be the backyard banger. But yeah, go give us your thoughts.
Oh, okay. If it, fair enough, then I'll go with. To be honest, I enjoyed the Linkin Park song more than the others.
Sure, I liked it a lot too. Yeah.
I like that, and I didn't think I would. I hated that whole new metal movement. I fucking loathed it with a passion and all those bands.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand them. But this,
I
quite enjoyed.
95%, I agree.
I quite enjoyed this for some reason. I don't know. I found it modern and refreshing. So I gave this 6 shots.
Okay.
Again,
cool.
It did quite not.
Yeah, not
but nevertheless, it was still, it was solid enough.
Nice.
Solid.
Cool. We are going to do Reliqua, just not quite this week. We've just bumped that out to another
Sorry,
session just to make room for everything else. Now, I've got a lot to get through, and I don't want to make us go until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, the Linkin Park song was the stronger out of the rest of them. Sorry.
Nice. All right, cool. Someone bins it, someone loves it. Let's see where Belle lands this week. What did you go with in the end?
I wanted to talk about the song that I wasn't allowed to talk about Blood Moon, but
you can if you want, Belle. It's okay.
I wrote some stuff about Marco's song because I fucking love it as well. Look, and I think what I've grown to love most about this song since I've been listening to it is not just it's a fantastic rock song with lots of great melody, and it has a killer main riff which packs a punch in the heavy department. And yes, it talks about Frankenstein and waking the dead, which greatly appeals to my love of spooky things. But the thing that grabs me most about this is it is the most, or one of the most romantic songs I have ever heard. It's just absolutely beautiful. It is so romantic. Just all the metaphors, like Jay was saying, they're just beautiful. And just the whole metaphor thing, the way he talks about these things, it's so romantic, but not in a corny way, like a Celine Dion song. Like this is how a love song should be done. So I thought it was awesome. And the afterthought that I had earlier that I was writing down was if I had to pick one thing, I would sort of to fault it, I would say that the way the solo comes in, I thought was a little bit premature. I didn't really like how he came in or when he came in.
Premature.
The solo was great. The solo was great, but just it felt like he was jumping in too early. That's a very picky thing, and it's Marco, and he's an amazing musician. So who am I to tell him when he should be coming in with his solo? But for me, I just thought, you're jumping in early, mate.
You soloed before I was ready.
Premature. Holy fuck! Wow.
So because of that, I don't know. I'd take off a couple of points. 8 out of 10. 8 shots. I would say,
Cool. Just quickly, you did nominate Dear Matilda because you know the band. So what would you have said about that quickly if you? It's not hard. You can talk about that song if you want to. Just wanted to.
Oh, okay. I know the guitarist Jimmy, so I don't know the band, and Jimmy, he works at my agency, and so he's in Melbourne office, and I'm in Hobart. But I met him when he came and did a stint in my area back in Canberra. So this was quite a few years ago now. And I remember after I met him, I thought, this dude is way too cool to be a public servant. What the hell? Like, he's just this cool dude. Anyway, he comes in and he's great, and he did his thing, and then he went back to Melbourne. And then it wasn't until a few years later that he started posting things on the staff notice board about his band and gigs they were playing and songs and that. And even then it took me a while before I got around to I've got to listen to this stuff. And I loved what I was hearing. And then it turns out on the day that I decided to listen, Blood Moon, the song that I put forward, was released on that day, and I love that too. So I thought, I'm going to nominate it. It's great. So it's such an earworm of a song. Like it's been in my head, since I started listening to it. I think the vocalist, Gabs, I think her name is, she's got such a unique and strong, just powerful voice, but her lyrics are like vulnerable, strong. Well, they're strong and vulnerable at the same time.
Yeah, there's both in there.
Yeah, it's just, and I can really relate to what she's saying. And I'm old and married now, but the way she kind of talks about that world, it doesn't seem like that long ago that I was, in it, trying to find a diamond in the rough kind of thing. So, yeah, just great vocalist. Jimmy does awesome things with the guitar. Just the whole band. They're great. So anyway, sorry, I'm not supposed to be going on. A couple of quick things. I'll shut up now.
I just want to mention something about that. Do they have more than one guitar player? Do you know?
She does guitar as well as sing, I think.
Okay. Because yesterday they're announcing they're looking for a new guitar player. So
so Jimmy's left. Phil, just so you know.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes,
I was like,
getting a message. I want to know why, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's left to do whatever it is he's going to do next. So I've got that as an idea. That song too. Bit of fun because I had a toss up between. Yeah. In my list, I had Dear Matilda and Head of Clay, both Aussie bands, both Melbourne bands on the top 5 tonight. I like both those songs. So can't really compete too much with what Belle said there. I just think that it was gritty. It's just got a grungy sort of feel. It sort of brought back all the cool things about the 90s music scene, if you liked any of it at all. Like there were some cool elements up, but still very fresh and current. And like you said, the lyrics were great. I love the contrast between the verse and the chorus, and now just punchy. And the chorus got versus the verse, but also that dynamic range was really well done in just the composition, the performance, and also that also added impact to the very cool lyrics that you mentioned there as well. Definitely going to check more of the band, but I'm going to move over to Head of Clay since we've touched on that one now. I do agree with everything you said, Belle, but if I was going to go Blood Moon, I'll give both my choices tonight. I'm going to get eight shots tonight, but Head of Clay, my actual choice instead then. It's the latest single from this Melbourne band. We've covered quite a few of their songs over the years, mostly on TV, but it's a simple, straight ahead, quintessentially Aussie hard rock song. There's not a lot of, new life, so to speak, being breathed into this song, but it just builds. It starts out sort of channeling the Holy Grail from Hunters and Collectors a little bit, and then sort of just launches into a song with a great hook in the chorus. But under that, and what really got my attention through the whole song was the use of rhythm and syncopation was really hypnotic and just sort of pulses through the whole thing as you're listening to it for about 3 odd minutes. Just things like the snare, for example, it was really good use of the snare. There's open guitar chords in it. And at the end of this, it's a very, very simple song. You're not getting any reinventing the wheel here, but it's quite repetitive as well. The chorus is used a lot, but at the same time, if it doesn't get stuck in your head, then I don't know, because it's just I can hear that hook in my head, even just thinking about the song straight away. I think the video is pretty cool to go with it. If you're an Aussie Rules fan, then this will definitely speak to you. But I love the mix, got great tones. The layering is cool as well. And the little guitar sort of pick scrap that launches into that sort of final solo or final chorus section toward the end of the song is a really cool touch in there as well. If you like it simple, direct, infectious, energetic, and with a lot of like that rhythm that sort of gets your attention, then this, is a song that I think will definitely get your attention. But once you've sort of put it aside, it'll stay with you for a lot longer than you might expect as well. That hook, like I said, is just really well done. It stays with you. And out of all their work, because I've checked out, I think, all their singles today, this is the 7th or 8th single from these guys overall. 9th, sorry. But this is probably the best song for mine. It's a simple one, but just the way it builds and the way it just gets stuck in your head and the lyrics of it, it's a very cool little story. I just really, really did enjoy it. Very simple, but a really cool song. So if you somehow missed out on this band, I reckon this song is a great place to start. 8 shots, like I said from Mel. I did enjoy this one quite a lot. So there we go. That is the Hot Rocks segment of the show done. Make sure you check out those songs. There's a playlist link in the description. Let's get some comments in. Cat's watching from Bayside, Melbourne. So again, the theme tonight is let us know where you're watching from. Mr. Dead, hello. I am from Moscow. Wow, there we go. Nice to see you, man. Hopefully having a good day over there. Adrian says, I like that Metallica Justice for All poster, Bell. I saw them on that tour. Wow, there we go. There's some
I like the maiden posters.
I saw that too. That was good too.
What maiden poster?
Everyone saw that.
It's gone. I saw it
fell down. There we go. It was going to happen, Bell. It was always going to happen.
Stupid blame.
Money on it.
We can blame Vinny because he's here now. Evening all, not sure what you're going to do with those damn crows. I don't know either, Vinny. It's all your fault. Mr. Dead was their last album. I believe that's about Metallica there for a second. So yeah, it's possible.
Not true.
Not true. I agree. But Victoria's here. Hi everyone.
Hey,
Hard music.
Victoria.
Oh, it's good to see you. G'day all. Good to see you as well. Adrian, Dave's laughing. Did comment there. I think about the romance, maybe. I'm not sure. Guru's here. Greetings, rockers across the plane. Feels like the hat needs its greetings. So there we go. A greeting to the hat as well as to all of us here. So there we go. That's from Guru overseas. Adrian signs cool shirt, Conrad. So a lot of love for the wardrobe for Conrad tonight. That T-shirt does.
And thank Victoria Sutton for that.
Victoria for that one.
Victoria gave me that. Thank you. She's a long-time old friend from many years. I've known for many years, and comes to my rock nights and supports my rock nights. And obviously now is a viewer of the show, and so thank her for this. Show.
Absolutely, and she's here tonight, so it's good to see her here watching.
She smashed it out the ballpark with this shirt.
Yes, there we go.
Okay.
All right. Jolie's gone, love this double banger this week. Love, thank you. There we go. So all love for the songs. Adrian's gone, jumping in too early. Story of my life. Jolie's gone, thanks Dave and Bell about the Marco love there. Vinny says, unsure if anyone gave Save Our Souls a thorough listen to. I've received some strong Tony Martin Black Sabbath vibes from it. I haven't gone through that one yet.
I gave it two votes, but wasn't enough.
Yeah, no, it got in at what did that get to in the end? I'm not sure anymore.
I really liked that one.
It was a cool song. That was from last week.
If I had got in, I would have talked about it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not everything gets through, Vinny. It's just the way it works, unfortunately. Craig's here. Hi, everyone. Same with Johnny. Hi, everyone, as well. Great. And Vinny's gone, can we run a UV light over that T-shirt, Conrad? Don't know if I want to do that.
We don't want to do that.
Of course, Vinny. Of course. All right, let's move along. Let's get on to some hard rock happenings here. I've got a few bits and pieces of news to talk about. Obviously, for those who have been paying any attention online at all, you'll have seen the complete implosion of Jane's Addiction over the last week. What an absolute clusterfuck. Okay, for those who don't know, there's footage kicking around all over the joint of the lead singer Perry basically going up face-to-face with Dave Navarro and punching him on stage to end the show.
No surprise there. Was that bad?
No. So
pushed him and then went to punch him.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't end well anyway. Took about
for Perry,
it took about 4 people to drag him off of stage, and a whole lot of stuff happened. So Perry has since apologized and all this sort of stuff. Everyone's had their bit to say about it, but the band have basically at this point in time called it a day, for lack of a better term. They haven't said final farewell, but they're all just basically going to take away some time and go and reflect. And there's some semi-cryptic things about letting things from the past die kind of thing. So I think that might have been the final nail in the coffin for Jane's Addiction. Just looking at the facial expressions, it's just like, Perry was, if you watch the video, Perry was cooked. Like he was somewhere else when that went down, and Dave was like, what the fuck? And it just came out of nowhere. So anyway, one of those things, if you're curious, go and check out more footage, because there's plenty to go and see, and there's also plenty of opinions. But just let you all have to know that Jane's Addiction imploded this week, and that will be probably the end of that. Just for a bit of fun. In other news, more positive stuff, Voice of Bassa Prot out of Indonesia, a metal band, a metal 3-piece out of Indonesia, which I think one of the Michaels, or was it Rowan, or I don't know, one of the guys from behind the scenes here have been sort of pushing this band a little bit. We got the email about they're doing their first ever Australian tour coming up in October, so not too far away. So they're hitting Brisbane, Burleigh Heads, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth between October 23 and October 28. So that's the Bright Side in Brisbane, Moe's Desert Clubhouse in Burleigh Heads, Croxton Bander in Melbourne, Lion Arts Factory in Adelaide, and Rosemount Hotel in Perth. Obviously, look it up, get your tickets if you're curious. But they are a very, very interesting band, sort of progressive and heavy and dark. Really, really interesting band. So, check that out if you are so inclined, because, they're very quirky. And then also on tour side of things, the Screaming Jets have announced their Life Blood tour with Mammal as main support, along with in certain dates, you've got Large Mirage and Lola. They're hitting the Kiama Pavilion in New South Wales on November the 8th. You got the Forum in Melbourne on November 15. Newcastle Racehorse, New South Wales, November 16. The Astor Theatre, Perth, November 22nd. You got Princess Theatre, South Brisbane, Saturday, December 7. You got the Gov in Adelaide, December 13. Metro Theatre, Sydney, December 14. And the Miami Marquetta Laneway on the Gold Coast on January the 5th. These guys are an absolute blast to go and see live. So do it while you can, because, we'll see what happens in that regard. But, they're still going strong. So that is that when it comes to the news for this week. Now onto the release cycle of things. I'm going to give a quick shout-out to last week. Crypt Crawler out of Perth released their new album, The Immortal Realm. That's a brand new one that was released last week. So if you like your metal a bit heavier, go and check that out.
You're good.
But then as a select select quote-unquote few albums releasing in a few hours from now. We have Charlotte Vessel's releasing The Obsession. We have Eclipse with Megalomanium 2. Kat Von D is releasing My Side of the Mountain. Michael Schenker is releasing My Years with UFO. Nightwish have Yes to Wind.
Fucking yes, they do.
Yeah, Seether are releasing The Surface Seems So Far. Skid Row are releasing Live in London. And Sweet are releasing their final studio album, Full Circle, in a few hours as well. So, yeah, there's a lot, and that's just a small selection. There's a lot more than that. So, obviously, let us know what you're looking forward to checking out over the weekend when it comes to new music. Get in the comments and let us know in that regard. Comments here. Victoria's gone, cheers, happy days. I'm getting a t-shirt with the words Team Jeff or Team Jeff.
Oh, it's J.
It's definitely the J. Don't go with the G. It's not key off. We've had that conversation before.
Thank you. That's cool.
Nice. Guru's gone, been caught punching. Yeah, well, there we go. Yeah. Adrian says Jane's Addiction, caught stealing, cool track. There we go.
That's about the only song I know from them. Caught stealing. That's it.
Vinny, the Butterfly Effect have announced their regional tour also. Yes, they have. I did see that one come through. Jeff, okay, I see you now replying. And Elliot's gone, hey, did anyone see the new Maiden tour of 25, 26, only playing the first 9 albums for the 50th year celebration? We were talking about that right before we went live. That's just been announced as well. So that's.
I'm just chatting with my mate at the moment, trying to get tickets sorted.
2029, here we come. Yes,
we're sorting out.
Be about that probably.
We're sorting out which shows we're going to do, where we're going to go and see them.
That's only 4 years from now. That'd be about right.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Tony's here. Evening, troops. Good to see you. Hopefully you're keeping well out there. Hope you're enjoying the show. Thanks for joining in. And Guru's gone, I only know one of 2. I got a book on Navarro, though, not ready yet. Okay, that'll be interesting. Vinny's gone, his mate being Bruce Dickinson, most likely. Cooking the Conrad there, seeing as he seems to know everyone and anyone. All right, on that note, we're going to do the rounds now, because instead of the Backyard Banger, we did promise this last couple of weeks. We were talking about doing a review of the Iron Maiden show. 4 out of the 5 of us here, me being the odd one out, have seen the band on their latest tour. So I'm going to quickly, or not quickly, but do the rounds, give you thoughts. And I'm going to start with Conrad, because he saw the show first, and then we'll do the rounds between Jeff and Dave, and then move over to Bell, who saw the show most recently. So it's all the same tour. It's all the same cycle right now. So, Conrad, you start first, then we'll go Jeff, Dave, then Bell, just to walk us all through this one. So please, folks, get ready for an Iron Maiden review of the live tour as it stands. Not the 2025 one, obviously, but the new one that's just gone through Australia now.
I mean, I saw this show in London. I think I did a couple of nights of this. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was brilliant. I liked the way it started with the whole Blade Runner, that Blade Runner vibe it had to it. The intro, the way they came on, Maiden always put on a fantastic show. They always do. And I like the way they change their show every tour. You see a different show every tour. They put a lot of money and thought into their shows, and it was great. I mean, Eddie and Bruce firing cannons at each other. I mean, it's fantastic. That was
fucking cool.
It's so good. It's great fun. It's brilliant. And it's exactly what you want, in a live show. It's entertainment. And I want to be entertained, and they always deliver with different, backdrops and, change the backdrops and the visuals all the time throughout the show. It's fantastic. You can't, song selection was great. It was nice to hear some songs we hadn't heard for quite many, many, many years. So, killer show. I couldn't fault it, I've seen them probably now about 17 times now, I think. And
is that all?
And always, I never get bored of seeing them, and I never clearly I compare one tour to another and go which is my favorite. They're always great. So I did see them on the Blaze years as well.
Fucking hell.
I won't go as far as to say that those were my favorite show.
Wow.
But no, always great entertainment. So yeah, for those that did see it in Australia, I'm glad that you got to see it out there, because I was hoping my friends would get to see it, and I knew it was a great show, and I hope you all thoroughly enjoyed it as much as I did here in London. It was great. So yeah, I think the highlights of the show was definitely the Bruce and Eddie battle on stage with the cannons and the swords and and the different forms of Eddie with the Shinjitsu and obviously seeing the somewhere in time Eddie as well was great. So, yeah, thoroughly enjoyable.
Cool. All right, Jeff.
That's short and sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was this was I was really looking forward to seeing this. Obviously, I had tickets back in 2020 or whatever it was, and then COVID fucked that. So I'm glad to see that it came out again, which I was hoping that they would. This one is my my fourth time seeing them, so not as many as Conrad, 17, but still four. Four is respective enough, I guess. And I will definitely see them again next tour. So that's for sure. Yeah, this time, every other time, the previous 3 times, we've tried to get close up front, and we just weren't able to. For whatever reason, the tickets sell it fucking like that. But my buddy and I went. He's a member of the fan club, which I used to be years ago when they used to send you like a magazine and shit. They send you all kinds of stuff. You got a personalized shirt, all that stuff. But we lucked out and we got First to the Barrier, which was very cool. And I was fucking, because my buddy's like, we got general admission. Do you want to be up front? And like I said, look, I want to be up as fucking close as we can. He goes, well, that's good because we just got First to the Barrier. And I'm like, no way. So I was fucking stoked about that. So seeing Maiden up close now for the first time was really special. I really, really enjoyed that. And the song selection, they do it on purpose. They, the Future Past tour, they, there was a time, I think a few years back, maybe 10, 15 years back, maybe longer, when Maiden did some tours where they came out and only played the new stuff. And people fucking were not happy. So I think they realized that we've still got to be able to play the new stuff because we love it and it's new. We got to promote it. This is our new music. We're moving forward, blah, blah, blah. You can say that about Maiden musically moving forward. I don't think so. They have a formula and they just keep pushing it. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is a way of them releasing an album and being able to tour. I think they played 5 or 6 songs from the new album, which is quite a bit.
Cool.
Even if it came out 3 years ago. And that battle, the battle, I think it happens during Heaven Can Wait, where Eddie comes out and he's firing this gun. And I'll tell you, you guys saw the sparks and shit that come off that gun are blinding. Like, it's like, what the fuck?
It's so fucking bright.
It's so bright. And then Bruce runs around and goes, that's not a gun. This is a fucking
gun.
And he's got this thing and he's firing this cannon and they're shooting back and forth across the stage, like boom, boom, boom. And then eventually Eddie hits the gun and the gun fucking explodes, sort of thing. But look, very, very cool. Sorry for spoilers, anybody who's going to go see it yet. But
I think that tour is done, though.
What's that?
The tour is done. So they're moving on to that new 50th anniversary tour.
No. The tour's going on. It goes straight through to Santiago.
Yeah,
I got all the dates on my shirt.
Cool. Well, I think
now they just did New Zealand. And now they're in Japan, and then they're going from there. But this is the second leg, so it started in Perth, and then but it goes up and right until I think the 19th of December of this year, and then they're done. So, and that ends in Santiago with 2 dates, I believe.
Okay.
Could be wrong. I'm not like a super fan or anything. I just remember looking at the dates on the shirt. That's kind of cool. I am a super fan, but anyway, I don't want to hold up anymore. I loved it, and I would definitely go see them again next year or in 5 years, whatever it happens to be. I will be there, and if I'm still alive, and so on to you fine folks. I'm curious to Dave how you like it.
Dave.
Oh yeah. I wasn't going to go. I can't afford concerts. And then kind of in a position where I was like, okay, I might be able to go. Checked it out. I'm just like, fuck. There's no general admission left. And I don't want to be up in the nosebleeds. There is a few VIP left. So I have to pay it. And I've never gone VIP before. I've never been up the very front of a show before. I went VIP. And as VIP, you get this Eddie bag. I'll show you the fucking merch that comes with it.
Cool.
Yeah. So you get your little fucking wristband.
Do I need to put you in solo mode, Dave?
No, you get your Trooper lanyard, which gives you early access. You get that for the bar.
Oh, cool.
Bar mat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You get box is a little crushed. I'll get to that.
Maiden are pretty good with giving you bang for your buck. I like that.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
you don't get a T-shirt, which I'm a little bit pissed about, but this will come in handy in summer.
Yes.
And-
Is that one of the ones you stick in the freezer and it goes cold for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
It tickles the hell out of me. This is an Eddie head ice cube tray. It's an actual mold. You pour the water in, and it's like a full fucking Eddie head mold. I am so waiting for Jehovah's Witness to knock on my door. I'll invite them in, give them a glass of water, and a fucking Eddie head will come up.
You don't want to use water. Use water like grape juices and make it look like blood.
And you also get the commemorative ticket, which I don't know if you can see that, but it moves.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Which is all cool. So yeah, being VIP, you get there at like fucking 5:30. You wait, and you wait some more, and you wait, and you get your bag, and you wait with everybody else, and you go in, you wait, and you listen to the music, and you wait, and you wait. And I was like right dead center, front in the middle, 2 rows in front of me. That's the early access fan club people. You wait, and the rest of the people come in, and you wait. And then Killswitch Engage came on. Then you get crushed, and you try and fucking not die. And Jeff didn't talk about Killswitch, but I don't know that band very well, but I've heard a couple of albums this year, and I wanted to see them live. I was keen for that. So I checked out the set list beforehand, and I made a set list on Spotify. I got 3 of those songs. And it could be because I was trying not to die during the actual live performance, but it literally sounded like they played the same song 12 times. Disappointing because I like the songs on the playlist, but yeah, when you're getting fucking crushed by the circle pit, like pushing into everybody else, you can't pay attention to what's happening on stage. And it literally did seem like 12 songs over and over. There was some dude that wears a Hawaiian t-shirt, and he plays like a 3/4, like one of those mini guitars. I was like, play a fucking man's guitar, dude. You're supposed to be an aggressive fucking metal band. You can't even play. You're playing a fucking toy. Come on, my kids are learning on a full-size man guitar.
Yeah, he reminded me of like Scott Ian or something, the way he dressed.
No, fucking Scott Ian plays a man's guitar.
No, I know, but he looks kind of like that. He's bald. And,
that guy's an absolute fucking wanker.
Yeah,
but
because we're gender assigning guitars now. Like,
the whole aggressive anger thing is impressive for one song or two, but like a 50-minute set with the same shit, it's like, you're fucking boring me. And then Maiden came on, and holy shit, the whole place just lit up. And I think everyone took 5 steps forward, and it wasn't even a circle pit. It was just like everyone just wanted to run and push, and everyone's just like, fuck, sorry, dude, I'm getting pushed too. I'm just like, but you literally like this. We could not fucking move. You couldn't clap or fist pump. Everyone was just fucking pushed through. In the Fear of the Dark, when everyone's jumping, you either jumped or you got crushed. So that was cool. But yeah, it was kind of distracting in a way. It was pissing me off because people in front of me, the early people that were there before me, they were getting really fucking pissed off, especially the crowd surfers that were getting thrown onto their fucking necks before they hit the barrier. So that was really fucking annoying. And I checked on YouTube. It was just a Saturday show. The rest of the shows around Australia and the Friday night show, it wasn't like that. You can just see people just pushing forward. Absolute stupid cunts. I won't say what t-shirts they were wearing because I don't want to single out a particular genre, but fucking idiot. But the show itself was amazing. As been spoken about, the gun battle between Eddie and Bruce was a highlight. I think Bruce in Fear of the Dark, when he comes out with a cloak on, and he didn't do it as much on this tour as he's done on previous ones, but he kind of gets the theater happening on the Dance of Death tour. He had the whole face mask on with the whole he's done more shit like that before, but that's always a highlight and he like brings the gong out when he's playing, and he plays the gong in, I can't remember exactly what song it was, but that was a cool moment. I've seen the band up close. He's like, holy shit, I've been listening to you guys for most of my life, and you're like 6 feet from me. So that was awesome. But ultimately it was great. But I probably won't go front and center again. I'll probably move up a little bit so the cunts can do their little homo jumping all over each other.
I was off to the side, no problem.
Yeah, fuck, I'm not going front and center again. It's not worth the fucking effort. But yeah, Maiden are insanely good. I don't want to say for their age, but you can't not look past it. They're approaching 70. And Bruce, I think, sounded better this time around than on the Book of Souls tour. Okay. Which I don't know what the hell he's done, but holy shit. So, yeah. When they come back next time, go see them. They're fucking, you can't not go and see Maiden. Over to Belle.
Yes.
Take it away, Belle.
Okay. Well, I'll talk a little bit about Killswitch. Even though because I have liked them for a very long time. So I still think it's weird that they were paired up with Maiden.
Interesting.
It's an odd choice. It's a very odd choice.
It's really strange. I don't
You
think
can tell the difference in the fans and pit.
I say very different energies. Yeah.
People are there for music, and people are there to just crack some heads.
Did the Kill Switch fans fuck off when Maiden?
No. Wish they did, but they didn't.
Yeah. See, Maiden are usually really good at getting supports. They usually get really good supports with them, so it's an odd one.
Well, I thought I was, because I really like Kill Switch, so I was happy. I still think it's weird, but I was still happy because, and I've seen Kill Switch. I've seen Maiden once and Kill Switch a few times now, but never with Jesse, their original and current singer.
Yep.
Just Howard. So, that said, I actually missed the first half of the Kill Switch set, which was kind of a choice because I got there early enough, but then I wanted a shirt, like a tour shirt. So I was in the merch line, and that was just outside the stadium, and I heard, and I knew what time they were going on. I'm like, well, really, the only song, because I knew their set list as well. I thought, well, I don't mind if I miss everything. I wouldn't have minded seeing My Curse, which was the first song, but I figured I'd miss that. But as long as I got to see everything from Rose of Sharon down, which was well into the second half of the set, I'd be happy. And it turned out I got the shirt, got the scarf, which is now on the floor, and went to the bar, got a drink, and then walked in, and they were just finishing up the song that they were playing before Rose of Sharon come on. So it was perfect. It worked out well. They were great. And I was really surprised that Jesse did such a good job with the Howard songs, because there was some, that's a Howard song. And The End of Heartache is sort of the big Howard song, and he just sings the shit out of it. But Jesse sang it really, really well. So that was impressive. And then the other two staples, My Last Serenade and Holy Diver.
Holy Diver was cool.
Yeah, Holy Diver was good. That was the highlight for me for them.
Yeah, they've been doing.
I can understand what he was saying.
Well, I can understand everything he's saying, but I know the lyrics to the songs because I know the songs so well. So Holy Diver. They've been doing. I saw them do that. Oh, that was in Canberra.
Wow.
That was when I was in a mosh pit with one of my sons, and I because this is going back a while, but he was a teenager then, and I remember him crowd surfing over me, and I'm like, oh, be careful. Go, son, be careful.
Oh no,
that was a weird moment. But,
I wouldn't know what to do with that. Wow,
that was a while ago. Anyway, so look, I thought they were great. There was no dickheadery that I could see. I wasn't. I sort of walked in, and I was probably on the side, halfway up the floor, so I wasn't being pushed around or anything like that. It was fine, and I couldn't really see because I'm pretty short, and there were lots of people in front of me, but I couldn't see any shenanigans going on, and by your report, there weren't any going on.
Yeah, checking shit on YouTube. It was just that Saturday night in Melbourne. Just had a group of dumb cunts who wanted to jump all over each other and push into the people in front of them.
I will say, for Friday night, there was a guy dressed in a banana suit, and
he did say that
he was head to toe in a banana suit, and he kept doing going, over fucking people, and then they being escorted out, and then working his way right, and he did it over and over and over again. He was going by us, and we were giving him high five because we were in the front, right? We had to go by us, but there was him and this other guy. And I think the other guy went by 3 or 4 times. And on the third or fourth time, I'm just I think it was third time. I was like, fuck, this is your third fucking time making it all the way around.
Wow.
Yeah.
So B1 and B2 made an appearance, did they?
Yeah. Bananas in pajamas. I tell you, it was weird. It was weird, man. Like, what the fuck? I've never seen anyone walking around in a banana suit before, but now I have at a Maiden concert.
I mean, that's cool, but is that what Ollie was there for? Does he just
I don't know.
How can you?
He got noticed. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. So did you just say that there was a guy in a bananas in pajamas outfit?
Yeah, he was wearing a full-length fucking banana costume. He had the only part that was visible was his head, his face.
Oh, wow.
Everything else was banana.
His face. Wow, cool.
Yeah,
Good on him.
Everything else was just banana.
That just reminded me. I haven't seen Cookie Monster outside Rod Laver Arena in ages.
No, I think he's stopped. Unfortunately.
That's a shame. Yeah, you go to a concert at Rod Laver, there used to be Cookie Monster out the front, just talking to people.
Yeah. I think COVID killed a lot of it off, I think.
That's a shame.
COVID killed Cookie Monster.
COVID killed the Cookie Monster. There's the quote of the night.
He'll take a cookie, but not a fucking vaccine. Yeah. All right.
What's in those cookies? Oh, shit.
Anyway, Belle, continue, please.
Sorry, Belle.
Oh, yeah, well, I timed that.
No, it's all right. No, it's cool. That was a nice break between bands. So yeah, Killswitch gone, Maiden on. As I said, I couldn't see much of the stage, but they had these two big screens up, and they obviously had some good video men there filming the show, because I just spent pretty much the whole time watching one of the screens.
Yep.
Which was fine because it was done really well. I could see kind of the background, and I could see when Bruce kind of went up on the higher part of the stage, because he was running around like a madman as usual. And again, how does he have that much energy? I don't know, but yeah, he's on. Music-wise, I thought they were great. I was not very familiar. I'd only given their latest album a couple of listens, and so because they played a lot of material from that, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't really a big fan of the album. And I can't when they were playing stuff from it, I wasn't bored, but I sort of found myself reminding myself that I was here seeing Maiden live, and it was when I thought that, and I'm like, okay, I'm enjoying this again, but I kind of drifted a little. Just I don't know.
If you're more like me with Killswitch, if you're familiar with the songs, you probably enjoy it more.
Yeah,
because the new songs are fucking great to hear live. Hey, gotta ask. Sorry to interrupt. Out of the four of us, how many people heard other people complaining they didn't play "Run to the Hills"? They didn't play "Number of the Beast"? Because I heard at least 5 people.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Pull your heads out. Fuck off.
I know. Stop being a whiny little bitch. How many times have you heard those fucking songs? I'm glad they didn't play them. I'd be happy if they never played them again.
These are the fucktards that go to a gig once every 3 fucking years. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Guys, come on. It's not being a dick. They're passionate about what they love, and that's...
You hear the fucking greatest hits every single time. What's the point of releasing a new album if you're not going to play it?
I know.
Okay.
Look, dude,
I will put money on them being country bumpkin fucking hicks that go to a gig once
I would have loved to see,
let's just be a little bit of a devil's advocate here, because if that was the only time in your life you were going to see that band live, you probably want to hear those songs.
That's right.
How big a fan are you of the band?
I'll give you that.
If you're big enough fan to go and pay money to see a band live, it doesn't matter what they play.
Not everyone
can.
This
is true. But this is iconic songs, right?
You can't please. At the end of the day,
you can't please everybody.
You're never going to please everybody.
I've seen Maiden twice. I've only seen Maiden twice. That's it. I'm glad they didn't play Number of the Beast. I'm glad they didn't play Run to the Fucking Hills. They got better songs than those two. They're so commercial. They're overplayed.
That's not the fault of the song. They're great fucking songs,
No, they got much better.
We're getting into the weeds on this one.
Sorry,
but I saw the tour. I think it was before the one that you saw, those, which was. Well, I saw the tour with Greatest Hits anyway. Whenever that was, it was
back in time. Yeah,
that might have been it. Anyway, so I don't know. It was great. They were great. I can't say I didn't enjoy it. I don't know, with the new album. I'll try and get into it, but I just
Senjutsu takes a few spins.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you haven't heard like Brave New World, Dance of Death, For a Matter of Life and Death, all the way through. They've progressed from what they used to be to a prog metal band now.
Yeah, a little bit.
So if you don't know the journey between that, it's really hard to just jump in.
But of all the songs that played from the new album, the only one that I remember that was Hell on Earth, and that was in the encore with the fucking flames. And that's
such a great song.
It's a great song.
Oh, how were those flames, you guys who were up the front? Because honestly, I was halfway back and I could feel the heat there, and I was thinking, oh my God.
Imagine being on stage though. You can tell
I remember seeing
they would have been hot
years ago when they did Number the Beast, and they had this big Eddie like fucking devil thing, right? And they're blowing these flames out, and we were way at the back, and it's just like this blast of fucking hot air hits you, like holy fuck. We were so far back and could still feel it. So yeah,
far out. No, that was, you could feel that heat, and I was way back. So
yeah.
I don't know. Like, it was great. Bruce sounded amazing. I think he doesn't matter what the song was, just listening to him sing was, he was amazing. I don't know how he sounds. I think he sounds better now than I've ever heard him.
Well, he's got a bit of a list
on any album.
They took a chunk of his tongue out, so he's missing a portion of his tongue from that cancer. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Well, it hasn't affected.
He does a pretty good job. No.
Yeah. Shit. No, he was just he was the highlight of the night for me.
Yeah.
So, look, that's it. I thought it was great. I loved it. I'm so glad that I went, and it's, it was a big deal for me to go, but
yeah, well, you had to
it was well worth it.
So, yeah,
it was flying in, flying out. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're worth it.
And Javi liked it as well. Like, it was good all around.
Yeah. We were actually talking about what bands would we travel for, and there's a lot of bands that I would see.
Yep.
But very few that I would, spend a good $1,000 to go and see. And so that I haven't already seen. And there's really only a couple that I could think. I put one of them.
That's a good.
Yep.
That'd be a good question, actually. Good poll question. What bands would you travel to see?
Yep.
And Muse, I would pay to go and see Muse if they toured.
Yeah. Nice. Cool.
And Nightwish.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they're not touring now.
No, I know. But if they did, I would definitely go and see them. I've seen,
they do a fucking great
the Big
show.
Four. I've seen heaps of other bands, but those ones.
Yeah, you are in a position, Belle, where traveling is required to go and see a band these days.
Picky choosy, exactly.
It's a for me, it's not quite the same as yours, but for me, anything now is involving best part of a 6-hour round trip. So it's a hike. So
I could not isolate myself like that. I couldn't do it, even though I can't afford to go to concerts. But fucking, I could not cut myself off from civilization that way. I couldn't do it.
I found Melbourne too boring for me. Okay, I found Melbourne not enough.
You'd hate where I am. Where I am. There is nothing out here, man. I live in a town of like 400 people.
Fuck that.
So
couldn't do it.
There wasn't enough going on in Melbourne. I had to move to London because there wasn't enough.
No, you would not cope down here, that's for sure.
No, Belle's not dissimilar to me. Too isolated. Very quiet life, but it's all good. All right, that was fun. Let's give some comments in and see what. If you've seen Maiden on this Reason tour, please give us your thoughts out there as well. Craig says on the new tour announcement, they lost when they said 9 should have stopped at the first 7. There we go. Hey, Jeff was a bit crazy. We covered that off. So no, not crazy there. Only on Dave's show. Darren says, done the trip of VIP in Melbourne. Great experience, great concert. So there we go. Good one, Darren. David's here. G'day, all. Good to see you as well. Adrian says, I saw Maiden with Queensryche. Fuck me. That would have been awesome. Wow.
Way awesome.
Wow.
No, I think you even managed to get Conrad jealous there, so well done.
That's a good pairing. That makes sense.
I saw them on the Ed Hunter tour, and they had Megadeth supporting. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was
cool.
That's cool.
They had Megadeth a whole hour. They gave them like a whole hour.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That was nice. Kat says, I'm not a huge Maiden fan, but I loved it. Mad energy. So glad I went. We're up in the seats in Melbourne and had a great view without being in the midst of the madness of general admission. Yeah, I've given up on pits these days. I like to go and watch the show. Adrian's gone, how was Killswitch? Well, I think we've covered that off. Adrian says, cool bag, Dave. So there we go. And that's very cool. Tony says, was lucky enough to go to Melbourne on the Saturday. We were one off the barrier and in front of Yannick. Yeah. Incredible show. Loved the set list. We did line up for 9 hours to get that spot. Fucking hell. Worth every second we were there. Killswitch were awesome too. So there we go. That's
where I was too.
Right there, Tony. Wow.
Right in front of Yannick this night before.
When you're on the barrier there, Jeff, you can't get on the sauce because you need to go to the bar.
No.
You're going to need to go to the bar. So
I didn't drink anything. I always dehydrated myself because I didn't want to fucking leave. But they do give out cups of water.
They did have water.
Give out cups of water between bands.
That's right. They were. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Hadrian says, I'm jealous, Dave, obviously of that little baggie there. Edge Crusher, here they go. Here's some competition. I've seen Maiden 15 times. One of my favorite shows. Loved Hell on Earth. Glad I went both nights. Yeah. So there we go. Edge Crusher.
There's a super fan.
Great review, Dave. Sounds like a great show from Adrian there. Edge Crusher, agree. Bruce sounded amazing. Killswitch Engage, not my type of music, almost ruined the Maiden show. So there we go. There's some different points.
Yeah. The fans certainly fucked the experience for me. That's for sure.
I was happy to see them, but I paid to see them again? No.
Like I said, man, the whole aggressive anger thing is impressive for 1 or 2 songs, and it just gets fucking boring.
Yeah, you get to a point where you're fucking too
old. You know you're going there on the night for that. If that's your intent, then it'll make a different mindset for you. But you're going there to see Maiden, that's not what you're going there for. So it's a bit different.
I wanted to give it a chance, but I know why people are so angry.
No, why can't we all just get along?
I'm not angry.
Not at all. Michael says better mix on this tour, guitar sounding better, bass also better definition, has gotten lost in the mix on last few tours. Thought the drums sounded great, good bottom end management too. Nice, good thoughts on the mix there from Michael. Good to see that coming into Edge Crusher's gone, just hated the moshing from them, so there we go. There's more of that. Michael says we missed last tour due to COVID, so can't judge that one, but sounded great this time. The mix did not get away from them as it has in the past. There we go. More from Michael on that one. Edge Crusher, there was a bloke with his phone out in the pit watching the footy live. What? What on earth?
They were playing right next door, so
lucky Bruce didn't catch him.
Yeah, I know, right?
Bruce would have chewed him a new arsehole.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember just before we go on, I just want to mention, because on the Friday night when I saw them, something happened on the stage, and for half a song, Maiden was playing with no lights. They were just playing music. And then they came back on. Bruce said something about not paying the power bill or something. But they're professionals. They didn't stop and go, hey, man, what the fuck's going on? They just played.
Yeah. Seasoned veterans at this point in time,
absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Adrian's gone to banana, guys. There we go. Some laughing at that one. Jolly says, loved Killswitch Engage. Was spewing. We were in the gods on the side. I wanted to be on the floor, not stomping, but would have been great. Maiden's gong was during Alexander the Great. That was awesome too.
That's it. Yeah.
That's right. That gong.
Yeah.
Question is, did Maiden play Wasted Years from Adrian?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It was beautiful.
Michael says Bruce sounded great, but he did not jump and leap over stuff these days, and no sword for him on Trooper, so perhaps he's slowed a little bit, but amazing for his age and what he's been through. Yeah, absolutely. You can't fucking knock that. Nicole confirmed for Adrian, they did. Darren says great to hear Maiden play Prisoner. There we go. So
that was cool.
Cuts there. More back and forth there. Michael says Wasting Years Closer. So there we go. One of my favorites tracks from Maiden. So there we go from Adrian.
Yeah.
Michael says Death of the Celts was the standout for me, but a great set list. So there we go. That's a
cool song
too.
Love that song.
Adrian says good review, Bell. More love around all this stuff. And then
you.
Tony's gone, I rocked the set list for a month before every day. And yes, Senjutsu grew on me. How good are the Time Machine and Death of the Celts? Yep. Flames were very hot. So there we go from Tony.
Yes, they were.
Basher says first time at our Iron Maiden concert and was entertained from start to finish, including the intro, Dr. UFO, and the outro. Always look on the bright side of live, or Monty Python, which I was singing. So there we go.
Yeah, everyone was singing.
Nice, that's cool.
That was fun.
Nicola says, we have someone dressed as the trooper, mask and all. It was hot as hell, and I didn't know how he managed to go all night. Fucking hell,
wow.
that's dedication. Wow. And Hard Music Guys has asked the question, has anyone played the Maiden Pinball? I can't say that I have. Has anyone else? I'm not really into that sort of stuff personally, so no.
I want Maiden Monopoly. That looks cool.
Maiden Monopoly. Okay, that's a new one. I don't know. All right. Really? Okay.
Yes,
check that out. All right. One day we'll do like a version of
Frankston has its own version of Monopoly now. Did you
know
not know that?
Gimpy one. So,
What?
Yeah.
They did a thing in Australia.
I'm not fucking kidding.
Yeah, they did it
drug
anyway.
dealing and housing.
There's even one for Gimpy, man. There's one for Gimpy. It's fucking crazy.
There's one for
we had free cards.
Yeah. All right. Michael says negative was Aussie Nomad Trooper beer instead of Robinson's Trooper beers. Was not happy. Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting one. I didn't know that one. And Age Crusher's gone. Yeah, I bought the Iron Maiden Monopoly. So there we go. Fucking hell, let's get around. All right, let's get on to another segment of the show. We've got a bit to get through yet. We don't want to run out of time. So we're going to move on now to the next part of the show, which is the Fretboard Feud, where we're going to go through and pick songs from Aerosmith's albums out of the 70s. That's what this little series is, the 70s Aerosmith edition. We've gone through Aerosmith self-titled. We've done Get Your Wings. And last week we did Toys in the Attic. As things stood at the end of last week, Dave was on 45 points. Conrad on 60, along with Bell on 60, Jeff on 65, myself out in front on 70 points. So that's a fair old spread, but actually closer than you might expect, which then brings us on to Toys in the Attic from 1975. Last week, Bell went first and took Walk This Way. I went second, picked Sweet Emotion. Conrad went third, picked Round and Round. Dave went fourth and picked You See Me Crying. Jeff went last with Big 10-inch Record. Those were the choices as went through last week. So to flip things around here, the audience top 5 songs from Toys in the Attic. This is where we start to base our scores, and you know the game by now, folks, so you know what to do. The audience top 5 songs chosen by the poll that we did, which Bell, again, thank you for your work in putting together all the results. Greatly, greatly appreciated. This doesn't happen without Bell, so people give Bell her flowers in this one because she's the one doing all the counting. Anyway, the audience choice or the audience top 5 from Toys in the Attic were number 5, No More, No More, which none of us picked. Number 4, Toys in the Attic. Again, none of us picked that one. So only at most 3 of us have songs in the audience choice top 5. Number 3, You See Me Crying. So Dave, you got the third pick. Well done. Even though you went 4th, you got the third most popular choice. Number 2, drum roll, please. I sent Bell the gif of drum roll, please. But anyway, number 2 was that duck on the snare. Number 2 was Walk This Way, chosen by Bell, which means that number 1 was Sweet Emotion by 1 vote.
Nice.
It was
I
1 vote.
thought that would actually come number 1.
Yeah, that's fair.
So there we go, which means that in the end, Bell got 40 points for Walk This Way. I got 50 points for Sweet Emotion. Conrad ended up with 20 points for Round and Round. Dave got 30 points for his choice of Semi Crying. And Jeff got 10 points for Big 10-inch Record, which kind of fits. So that means that the order of things is shifting, especially in the middle of the pack here as we go through. So Jeff last week, if I'm correct, what have we got here, was on... What, you were in second place last week? Yeah. Jeff, you know, in last place. So you've jumped from that's a switch in 75 points. Dave gets a spot above him this week. So Dave is starting to climb the ranks. He's on 75 points as well. So it's all getting nice and even as we go through things. Well, Dave has done that. Conrad is in third place on 80 points. And that means that Bell is now in second place on 100 points. And I'm still out in front with a bit of a growing lead now on 120 points. So I've done okay so far, but we now got to go on to the next album, which means now we go through and choose our songs from Rocks. So we rotate the draft order. Whoever goes last the week before goes first in the new week. So Jeff, you went last week, which means you get first pick of the bunch from Rocks. What song are you taking from this, and any thoughts you have on the album overall?
Yeah, the album's good. Rocks is, I think it was, they called it, Aerosmith rocks because they wanted a little bit of a harder edge slightly to this album. And I think that may have been either a band decision or record label decision. Who knows? But
it had nothing to do with rocks or coke or crack or anything like that.
No. So
nothing at all.
No. So I think it has something to do with they just wanted a little bit. They wanted to reach out to people who thought maybe they were a bit soft. And so Aerosmith rocks. Maybe it'll get them in the title. Who knows? It worked. I don't know. Good album, though. I enjoyed this album. So, look, I've always been a cowboy at heart. And even though this song has nothing to do with fucking cowboys, I'm back in the saddle, baby. Yeah.
You'd have to take that first, wouldn't you? I think that's a pretty clear number one.
Yeah. Great opening, too, album. Great opening.
Yeah, good album opener. All right, which means second choice goes to Belle. So which song are you going to take now that you get to go second on this album?
Interesting. Second choice means I get my first choice. And it's funny because Back in the Saddle is my least favorite song on the album. Wow. I don't really like it. I don't know.
Okay.
It just doesn't.
It's a shame. It's a cool song. Yeah. And Sebastian Bach and Axl Rose to the cover of it, which is fucking great.
That was good, yeah.
It's better than the original, but I still don't like it.
Wow. Belle coming right. Yeah.
Sorry, Aerosmith. So I'm going to go with Nobody's Fault. I think. Sorry.
That's my first one. Damn it.
I love it.
Yeah. The Testament cover's fucking great too.
Okay. I haven't heard that one.
You haven't heard Testament's cover of that? Holy shit, dude.
I have to go and check that out.
Great.
All right. So Jeff took Back in the Saddle. Bells took Nobody's Fault. Do love that gear change for the career. I get to go next. So I did make a list of what I've put in the order, so I'm going to follow my list. My second choice actually comes through because I would have taken Back in the Saddle. Nobody's Fault was a toss-up between this and my choice, so I'm happy either way, but I do have a soft spot for Nobody's Fault. But I'm going to take Last Child.
Fucking
That's
my second pick.
That was my second as well.
Good song. Between that Nobody's Child. If you can't get Back in the Saddle, those two songs are neck and neck with each other for me. So I had to go with that one next. Sorry, Dave. I know it's a bit of a bummer for you, but you get to go first next week. But anyway, now it's over to Conrad. If we can get him back in front of his screen there, to pick a song from the album for us. Have we got Conrad? There he is. What song are you going to take from Rocks?
Well, I liked Back in the Saddle. That was what I had in mind, but that got snapped up. So I really don't know this record particularly that well. So
it rocks.
I'll take it. I'll leave it down to you guys to decide on that one. What's left? What's the next song?
All right, I've got a list of the most popular, most played songs.
That's what it gets. Yeah.
So that's what you get if you can't decide. Yeah. So in this context, it'll be Rats in the Cellar is the fourth one.
Okay,
there, so
then that
will be you, Conrad. Rats in the Cellar, as it was, which means Dave. Final call belongs to you. So which one are you taking at the end of the day?
All right, I'll go Lick of the Promise.
Nice.
That's a good song too.
Cool. Nice. I do think that this album overall is a really cool listen. Like it has some all-timers on there, but it also has I'll do that. Yeah, I did that. Don't worry. So it has some cool all-timers, but also I think this album has some underrated, overlooked, deeper cuts personally as well, just for the record there. I think it has a bit of growth to it, but also the growth for me was the track that Bell took in Nobody's Fault. That darker note choice in the verse there was really fucking cool. So pre-chorus for that. So yeah, that was a really cool sort of gear change on that one there as well. So just to quickly recap there, this week Jeff has Back in the Saddle, Bell has Nobody's Fault, I took Last Child, Conrad has Rats in the Cellar, and Dave took Lick in the Promise. We'll do a poll on this in the coming days, so follow along on your socials and you'll see what happens there. Let's get some audience comments in here. Back on a Monopoly for a second. I don't know. Yeah, didn't know what happened there. It's just funny because Dave walked back in and had an unmute mic thing on him. Like, no, I didn't mute Dave's mic. I muted Conrad. It's all good, mate. He's doing something. All right. So Nicole says, I have Metallica Monopoly. I have none of the band Monopolies.
I want that.
Okay, cool. Adrian says the Testament cover is good, Dave. So there we go. There's some more love for it. And Basher says take Sick as a Dog. Well, he didn't. Although I will put a spoiler in, that is the 5th most played song on the album. So we'll see what happens with the audience poll on that as we go through and time permits. Alrighty. Normally at this point in time, we play the guessing game. I'm going to hold off on that. If we have time at the end, we'll squeeze it in. I don't know. It was meant to be Dave's turn. I don't know if, Dave, you have one ready to go, or are you?
Yeah, I got song lyrics, but we can wait till after the thing.
Yeah, I think we'll do the battle, and if we have time at the end to squeeze it in, we'll do it as a little final cap, because we do have a bit to get through when it comes to doing the King of the Riff part of things tonight, where we have 3 rounds to get through. So this should
be pretty quick.
Yeah, they'll go quick.
We should be relatively quick, but I do know that I'm also going to do a recap. So once we know which ones are our final 2, I'll do a quick recap of how to got to this point, so people can sort of compile their thoughts and have a moment to go through things there. Conrad, I've just got you muted, so whenever you want to jump in, just make sure you unmute yourself whenever you're ready to go, just so just because of the noise in the background. Alrighty, so we are up to round 9 as we go through proceedings here. So for us, round 9 equals Metallica Ride the Lightning versus Skid Row Slave to the Grind. These are the choices we had to go through this week. The audience had Ride the Lightning versus Rainbow Rising, which I'll get to the results of that in a moment. But for now, we're going to go through and do the rounds here. You all know the drill. One album goes through, the other one goes home. We're in the final 4. When we get to the final 4, we do the last 3 rounds just in one fell swoop, because we've done all the albums. I need to go in depth on them. Just need to go through, pick your winner, and move on. Now, I'm going to go first this time around. I've got a rotating order on this as well now that I sort of just run through. And I'm wondering, it's a funny feeling for me, because I'm wondering if the winner of this goes on to win the whole thing. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out, because I can tell you now the audience versus our thoughts it's going to be a bit of a wild, bumpy ride. But I'm going to go. I have to go Metallica. I do, because as much as I love Skid Row, I just think that Ride the Lightning just is a more complete album from top to bottom that just has more going for it. I think that where Skid Row is fun, Metallica is just outright mean and dark, and I enjoyed that. For me, it speaks to me more than I love both bands, both albums, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm going to go Metallica. Ride the Lightning to kick that one off. That is my first cab off the rank. Done. Jeff, which way are you leaning?
I absolutely agree with everything you said. So yes, I think it's an album that's just outclassed. Ride the Lightning is just an amazing album. It almost single-handedly redefined or created a genre. So if you look at how different Kill 'Em All is, which is an amazing album, and then how they matured as a band it was just like, holy fuck, what happened in that year? I'm absolutely amazing. So where I don't think you can say the same thing with Skid Row. The first album was amazing, and the second album was amazing, but it wasn't like worlds apart difference. And so, it's just my opinion. And then, of course, what happened with Skid Row after that? Down the tubes, right? Metallica just went up and up and up, and they never stopped. They're still going up. So, it's Ride Lightning for me.
All right. 2 and 2. Next one to Metallica wins it, but we're going to do the whole 5 of us. Anyway, Conrad, over to you now to give us your thoughts on this particular battle. So which one are you taking? Ride the Lightning or Slave to the Grind?
Obviously, it's going to have to be Ride the Lightning for Mustaine. Mustaine's still on that record. Still his influence is still on record. Gotta be Mustaine. That's it. It's his influence.
What his answer is, Eddie?
Yeah. Still, it's still Mustaine, and at the end of the day, so yeah, absolutely, Ride the Lightning, hands down.
There we go. All right, finishing off the round now. Belle, which way were you leaning on this one?
Sorry, it's the last person I was thinking about listening to Ride the Lightning was Dave Mustaine, but
he wrote songs off of it. I mean,
it's all right. It just makes me laugh. I love your passion for the man. It's great.
Man passion.
Man crush.
Massive man crush. Yeah. Look, it was fucking hard actually, and I was stuck. I was stuck for a while, and then it came down to one song for me, and that song was The Threat on Slave to the Grind. Not because it was a weak moment, because it tipped me over the line in terms of this song is just fucking awesome, and I just felt it at every note, every beat, and I love all the songs on Ride the Lightning. I love all the songs on Slave to the Grind, but something about that song has just come to me like recently to stand out. It used to be Monkey Business and Wasted Time, back in the day when it first came out. But now that song, it's just fucking love it. And so just based on that one song alone, Skid Row for me.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Again, none of these are bad albums. We're just forced to make a choice between two great albums. That's
I had to find a little reason.
That's it. You got to find the smallest margins now. That's how it works. All right. So, Dave, the final call on this one goes to you. Which way did you go in the end?
Yeah, this is my two favorite out of the 12 albums in this series. And I thought they would come down. I thought they would be the top. And it was going to be fucking hard. But then, I could say Ride the Lightning simply because of Creeping Death. That song in itself is fucking amazing. But these isn't songs that we're battling albums. And it comes down to two simple things. One of these albums is absolutely perfect. The other one has Escape. And even James Hetfield hates that fucking song. Now, come on. That's a weak moment if there ever was one. I skip that most of the time because it's not a good song. It's not a good song. Whereas Slave to the Grind from start to finish was just absolutely fucking perfection. The other one that really stands out is we got one singer who's at the absolute top of his game in terms of performance and personality. The other dude is still developing. James is not what he grows into. Whereas fucking Sebastian Bach on this album is insane. So it's easily Skid Row for me.
Wow. There we go. All right. But either way, it was a done deal early on. It was 3-2 in the end. Again, both great albums. It was probably the one that determines which way things play out, but we'll see what happens. So Metallica takes this one 3-2 in our battle. The audience, on the other hand, had Ride the Lightning from Metallica, same band, same album, versus Rainbow Rising, the one that lost out early on to us.
Got slaughtered.
I'll go through the results of that in due course.
Dead.
Yes, but not for the audience, because with about 55% of the vote, Rainbow beat Metallica.
That's right.
So for the audience, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I know Dave's going to have a connection on this one because he didn't like it when we had to do it. And so we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, Rainbow beat Metallica with that 55% of the vote. 55 to 60% of the vote, and so about that much. So it's still, these are all tight battles now for everything between the end. I don't think there's going to be really clear whitewashes as we go through things. I don't think there's any sweeps, but that was how that worked out. So for us, Metallica goes through. For the audience, Rainbow go through.
Makes sense.
Right. That's how that plays out. So now to round 10, the second last round. For us, it's Led Zeppelin II versus Mötley Crüe, Shout at the Devil. Another interesting battle this time round. But Dave, you went last on the last one, so I'm rotating it through like before. So Dave, you get to go first this time around. So which way do you lean on this one? Led Zeppelin II versus the Devil.
I couldn't really pick a reason, but I'll stick with my same reason for the last time I voted against this album. Drum solos on albums are fucking boring. Save them for the live shows, so I'm going Mötley Crüe.
Fair enough. This is actually really tough for me. It's because I'm in the same boat as Dave in so many respects, but at the same time, the more I listen to Led Zeppelin this week, the more I was like, fuck, it's hard to go past some of the moments on this one. But at the end of the day, as hard as this one is, I'm going to go with my original gut choice because, like Dave said, when it came down to Metallica versus Skid Row, it's about album versus songs. And so for me, the better, more complete, well-rounded album from beginning to end is going to be Mötley Crüe, Shout at the Devil. I just think that it just has more moments that you're not going to skip, whereas I think that there are moments on Led Zeppelin 2, as great as the high points are, there are moments you can definitely skip for mine, Moby Dick being one of those for me.
Like fucking drum solos, Jesus Christ. The only reason they're there is so the guitarist and the singer can have a break.
Hey,
I appreciate
bring that shit in.
I appreciate the talent on display, but yeah, for me, just going from beginning to end, what am I not gonna? If you couldn't skip the vinyl back in the day, but nowadays you can. So it's like, which way would I lean on this one? Yeah, if I had to choose one, I'm not going to skip anything on. It's going to be Mötley Crüe. So that's me done on that one. Jeff, over to you now.
Look, fucking Moby Dick to me is one of my favorite songs in this album. I fucking love that song. One of the first songs I learned to play on guitar fucking 8 years ago was that song. And then to jam that with other people in the room, fuck man, I get hairs tingling up, it's an amazing song. So and if you've got a drummer who can do it,
I'm not saying Tommy Lee can do it. I'm just saying that it's
well, I just think anybody, but it's just a great song. Look, I get it, the whole idea. I don't know what they were thinking, why they did it, but it was 1969. It was a different era, different world.
Yeah, we're going to fill the vinyl up, so let's fill it up with a song.
Probably, Dave, you're probably spot on. That's exactly where it probably
69,
was.
I think that people were more experimental back then, and people
true,
get
different
way
time.
more. You can get way more.
Yeah,
and attention spans were better back then.
I agree. That's the point.
Well, they were just all stoned, and that's just Andrew touched on something
that most people forget. And that is that back then people couldn't skip the song, and people were more likely to listen to it.
The needle and move it across.
I know they wouldn't do that.
They were too stoned
to do that.
You get up,
having a phone, having a drink, not getting up to do that.
Walk over. No, you just let it play. And so this is before remotes on fucking stereos where you could click it or fucking mute it. You couldn't do any of that. You just had to listen to it. So but Led Zeppelin, great fucking album, and it kind of redefined kind of where guitar rock and bluesy rock was going to go. But the leap from the first album to the second album, while fairly big, is not as, in my opinion, as big as the groundswell that happened when Mötley Crüe dropped fucking Shout at the Devil. It changed the world musically. And from then, every fucking band that came out of fucking LA was a Mötley Crüe fucking lookalike. They were trying to sound like Mötley Crüe. And record labels were signing bands left, right, and center to try to get the next Mötley Crüe to cash in. And some became popular and others didn't.
Yeah.
But that album, that gets my vote.
Wow. There we go. This is really interesting how this is playing out this time around. Let's keep doing it though and see which way it all plays out in the end. So next up is Conrad on this round. So is it Led Zeppelin or is it Mötley Crüe for you?
I'm going to go with what you said, Andrew, on this, and in a more complete record. It feels like a more complete piece of, one complete record, and that would be Shout at the Devil on this. Yeah. So, Mötley Crüe.
Conrad's down with the Satan album again.
It's not a Satan record. I hate that.
Pentagram on the cover, dude.
Yeah, I hate that shit with a passion. And this band
fucking love it.
This band weren't necessarily. I just think that was probably more for shock value than anything else.
It was.
They weren't into that sort of thing. I know they did dabble with it. They did dabble with that stuff. I do know that, but
but it was purely at this point in time marketing. Nicky was doing it to piss people off.
Absolutely, it was just marketing, and let's shock the parents, and it worked.
Yeah,
it worked absolutely. So, but no, they're not fucking on the level of the likes of Glenn Benton from Deicide or
that guy's a fucking wanker. He's not quite
Thank God that they're not. Thank God that they're not. But So no, Mötley Crüe, Shout the Devil.
Nice. All right. So Belle, you get the last call. Is it going to be a clean sweep or not?
Not. No, it's not.
Wow.
Belle's on an island.
I can't believe what I'm hearing here, really, for the most part. I love Shout at the Devil. I've made that no secret. I fucking love it. But I cannot overlook the brilliance of Led Zeppelin II.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't think there's a contest. I really don't think there's any contest. I would pick Zeppelin II just for the bass guitar work alone over Shout at the Devil.
Yeah, well, that's not hard.
Yeah. Well,
that's not much to say.
Any solo Jimmy Page plays on that album is much better than anything on Shout at the Devil, but it's a complete album, and that drum solo forced me to quit.
I'm not picking it for the bass. I'm picking it as a complete album over a complete album, and I just think the songs, just everything about it is better. In my opinion. Yeah. So, yeah. But anyway.
But anyway, no, well, it is one of those quirky ones, which makes it very interesting as we go through things. So for us, that changes the game. So the finale for us is Metallica, Ride the Lightning versus Mötley Crüe, Shout at the Devil. That is the head-to-head battle. So take a minute, compose your thoughts. I'm going to go through a few things here.
Whenever you're ready.
So get yourself ready to go. I'll do a quick recap, do some audience comments, and just write it up here. But before I'll do all that, I've got to do an audience vote here, which is Led Zeppelin II. They had the same album again, going up against Iron Maiden Killers. Remember, Iron Maiden Killers was really just blitzing so many things along the way. But from the audience side of things, with Led Zeppelin II, it took about nearly 70% of the vote over Maiden. So Maiden finally got knocked out by Zeppelin. So the audience choice is Rainbow Rising versus Led Zeppelin II. That is what is happening for the audience finale, whereas our finale, it's funny how we've gone two completely different styles here. The audience have gone real classic, and we've gone much more modern and contemporary by comparison. Not by today's standards, but just in terms of eras, we've gone from the 70s into the 80s and 90s kind of thing. So it's very different sound styles, all this sort of stuff. So it's really quirky how it's played out. All right, so that is that. But before we launch into that, let's get some audience commentary here if we have much to say here. Hard Music Guy says there were two different Metallica Monopoly sets, regular and World Tour. Okay, back onto that stuff now. Sorry, this is going to be a bit back, so just bear with us for a minute. Edge Crusher, rumor going around Metallica to tour March. Okay, if they do, I might try and make a round trip for that.
I need to see that.
Adrian says, for whom the bell tolls is a banger. That's one of my all-time favorite songs, so it's hard to go past. But then how could Rainbow beat Metallica? They
what
did.
the fuck?
Edge Crusher's going to scratch me over that one too. Guys, you are the audience. You guys vote, so I don't know. You guys are chatting back and forth. Basher says, I was at the same level as the audience for this challenge. My first choice prior to voting was Rising 1 and Led Zeppelin 2. So there we go. That's interesting here. Tony says, for a bloke in his 50s who always wanted to play the drums, I love listening to the drum solos. So there we go. There's some love for the drum solos. Give the drummers some love. Adrian says, I'm with Bell. Bell, you have my vote. So there we go. Basher said, some drum solos are awesome. Best one I saw this year was by Slaughter's drummer. It had to be seen to be believed, in my opinion, the best performance of the night. Wow, that's pretty cool.
There are some good drum solos live on a studio album that has no fucking business being there.
Yep.
I mean, do you want a guitar solo in a studio album? Just 5 minutes of a guy wanking off.
There's a reason why
people struggle to listen to virtuoso guitar albums like Joe Satriani.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, though. I mean, for Kill 'Em All, Anesthesia is brilliant.
Well, yeah, that's fucking
Kill 'Em
cool.
All. Yeah,
but it's bass. It's a guitar.
It is bass.
Would you put Moby Dick on the same level as Anesthesia or Eruption?
Not even close. Fucking hell.
Eruption's a good one. Yeah, that's. But like, it wasn't just like. It was like even Eruption.
Bill's sigh says it all.
I know.
Go on.
Eruption's cool, but that goes for like a minute.
Anyway, Bell's going to die if I don't move on. So anyway, Michael says, I'll go with the Guillotine, Zeppelin for me. So there we go. You got some love out there, Bell. Hard Music. I just remember the 6 o'clock news reporting the Satanic Panic when Shout at the Devil was released. Now they report on Diddy. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a different game entirely. Edge Crusher forgot to vote in the finale. Hopefully Zepp win the home viewers and Metallica win yours. So we'll see. And Kat says, I'd listen to Gilmore's guitar solo all day long, but there are certain guitarists that you will do that for. All right, just to recap here. For this whole journey, we went on a long bow here. So round 1 was Black Sabbath Paranoid versus AC/DC TNT. For both us and for the audience, the result was the same. Black Sabbath went through. Round 2 saw Rainbow Rising versus Dream Theater Images and Words. This is where we first split off from the audience. So this is how far back Rainbow has gone through for the audience and didn't go through for us. So by 3-2, Dream Theater won for us. Audience went with a smashing result. It was like 80% of the vote. There we go. Over 80% of the vote went to Rainbow there. So it was a completely different result from where we went. Round 3 was Def Leppard High and Dry versus Extreme Porno Graffiti. Both us and the audience were in agreement. Us was a clean sweep going to Def Leppard. The audience had about 2/3 of the vote going to Def Leppard. Round 4, Mötley Crüe, Shout at the Devil versus Iron Maiden, Killers. For us, it was 4-1. Mötley Crüe went through. For the audience, it was about 60% to Maiden. So that was where things switched out there. So you can see we took very different paths from the audience all the way through this one. Round 5 was Black Sabbath returning, going up against Metallica, Ride the Light in that first appearance. For us, it was a sweep. For the audience, it was Metallica again by only a few votes, so very, very little in it. I think 4 votes in the end split the two bands. Round 6 was Skid Row, Slave to the Grind versus Dream Theater Images and Words. The audience had Skid Row, Slave to the Grind versus Rainbow Rising. For us, it was 4-1 to Skid Row. So Dream Theater, after knocking out Rainbow, got knocked out later on. The audience went Rainbow with about 2/3 of the vote again. So Rainbow have just been loved all the way through. Round 7 saw Led Zeppelin II versus Def Leppard High and Dry for both us and for the audience, and the result was the same. In both cases, Led Zeppelin won. It was 3-2 for us, about 2/3 of the vote also for the audience, so we're on par there. And then last but not least, round 8 before getting into tonight was Alice in Chains Dirt versus Mötley Crüe Shout at the Devil for us. For the audience was Alice in Chains versus Iron Maiden Killers. For us, Mötley Crüe beat out Alice in Chains. For the audience, Iron Maiden with Killers won with that 60% of the vote. So in both cases, Alice in Chains got knocked out at their first appearance. Alrighty. So that brings us now to the final round, round 11. We'll do our thoughts, then we'll do the audience thoughts in just a moment. But this is where it is. So for us, it's Metallica, Ride the Lightning versus Mötley Crüe, Shout at the Devil, and Bell. For all your sighing and groaning and all the things that you hate us for tonight, you get to go first on this one. So which way are you going? Is it Metallica or Mötley Crüe? Neither album you picked, so there we go.
Shit. I'm just going to have to go with my gut, really. I've listened to both of these forever. They're different. They both came out in the same year, I think. 83, I believe.
84.
Yeah, Metallica
was 84.
Yeah. Well,
close.
Yeah, Lightning was 84.
Lightning's 84.
I'm sure Shout at the Devil was 83, though.
It was, yeah.
Devil was 83. So a year apart, the two albums.
Yeah. Same era, just different.
Yeah, definitely different styles, same era,
different worlds. Yeah.
Completely different worlds. Oh, both pioneers for their genres.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One's still going strong, one's still going.
That's right. Still going. Yeah. When they said they wouldn't.
Oh, that is great.
Oh shit. Can I justify? I'm just finding this really fucking difficult.
It is.
I'm gonna have to go Shout at the Devil, I think.
Wow.
I think I like it just a bit more. I fucking love Ride the Lightning and Metallica. I love it. But Shout at the Devil's my favourite Crüe album. Ride the Lightning's not my favourite Metallica album. That's what I have to work with here. So, yeah.
All right. Cool. That's one down. Next up is Dave. And does Escape decide this one for you again?
No. Fuck no. This is very easy for me. Metallica's like in my top 3 or 5 favorite bands. It alternates. So yeah, fuck Metallica easily. It's not even a contest. Mötley Crüe, one of my oldest favorite bands, but they've never been in my top 10 favorite bands. Metallica have always been up there. So fuck easy Metallica, of course.
All right, cool. I get to go next, and I love both bands, both albums, seen both bands numerous times. It's actually a tougher choice. I'm with Bell. It's a bit of a tougher choice than I expect. You start to really break things down. But as I was just sitting here thinking about it, I'm going to go with one thing, which I think is something we haven't talked about really a lot when it comes to these albums in general, and that is the lyrical craft. And for me, the lyric work on one of these albums is really ahead of its time, whereas the other one, while still really strong, doesn't have the same level of depth when it comes to the lyrics and the storytelling and that sort of stuff. So on that front, on that decision, I'm going to go Metallica for myself on this one. I just think that the lyrical craft, the storytelling, the breadth of it all as well. It wasn't just one little thing like that. They covered a lot of ground in one album in the second go around. And for me, that's kind of what clinched, because if I'm going to pick which one I'm going to go to, forget, like, I know that Bells is one of my favorite songs of all time, but also Shadow of the Devil is right up there as well for me. But that both albums are wall to wall with great songs. But I just think that when you're going to come down to it, the storytelling is really what clinches it for me in this regard. So that's where I bounce on this one. So there we go. So it's 3-1. Jeff, you're up next.
Okay.
Sorry, 2-1. 2-1. Yeah.
2-1. Yeah. So still
settle down. Two. Just two.
Yeah. I'm settling. Sorry.
I think that if you look at historically, musically, what was happening, Mötley Crüe 81, their debut album, pretty darn good. And Dave has said that it's his favorite, and I could agree with that in some ways. But I think that the what was happening in 83, I think Metallica was as much as they may disagree, or a lot of people would disagree with this, I think that their image and everything was contrived. And I think that it was thought about, and they thought, how outrageous can we get? How many people can we piss off? How many religious groups can we fuck with? All that stuff. And some stuff the record label pushed back, take the pentagram off, they changed the album label because it's just too much. Back in that day, it was just too much. So I think when you look at it like that from a musical standpoint, and I love Shout at the Devil, I think it did change the world musically. But if you look at, and this is kind of looking through the lens, looking at the career, we all know what their third album was. It was a complete departure from that. So they wanted to mix things up and change things up, and that's fine. But you don't know that when you're listening to the album, where they're going to go. So it's a good album. It's strong, really good. But I think Metallica, with Ride the Lightning, it wasn't contrived. It was just it was such a natural change, but it was such a holy shit, like listening to Kill 'Em All and then listening to Ride the Lightning, knowing that there's only a year between the releases here. And they sound completely different. They've reinvented themselves. But not only have they've done it in a way that was fresh and unique and had never been done in this way. And I think that, and then the next album would be to take what was built and, on Ride the Lightning and then solidify it in another, even more amazing album in some ways, with Master of Puppets. So they were building something where Mötley Crüe was trying to invent something. And they did. They succeeded in that. But the foundations were much weaker, and they weren't able to maintain it, or they didn't want to maintain it. And so they moved on to something else where Metallica was building something. So for me, I had no choice but to go with Ride the Lightning. I think it's just a stronger album.
Okay, there we go. I went early, but I was still right. Anyway,
cheers to that.
But anyway, final word belongs to Conrad on this battle. Which way would you have gone in the end?
Well, I've got one word: Mustaine.
Oh.
Obviously, no.
Mustaine, there you go. No, he wrote some of the stuff off Lightning, and it's brilliant. It's fantastic. Yeah, the man has talent.
Yeah.
All right.
He's right.
No. Well, it's all valid. But that means it's 4-1. Belle, unfortunately, has found herself on an island a couple of times tonight. Sorry, Belle. She's like, she's why do I get a feeling like she's mentally making this for reference later on? I think we're going to get this one biting us back in the ass in years to come.
Maybe.
Long memory, I think. But we'll see what happens in that regard. So by 4-1, it is Metallica for us. Ride the Lightning. It is the best sophomore album out of the 12 we started off with. So we have settled finally on Metallica at the end of the day. That said, we have the other side of the coin here, which is the audience choice in this one. And we didn't get as many votes on this one. So the margin was tight, actually. Not a heap in it when you break down the percentages of things, although it was about on par for how things played out. Again, for the audience was Led Zeppelin II versus Rainbow Rising. Two all-time greats. We got finished in the early 80s for these ones, or obviously a decade or whatever before these two albums. These albums came in the decade before. So without any further ado, the audience went a completely different direction to us, obviously. And so by just continuing on with what's been going on, Rainbow Rising took out the audience choice with about 65% of the vote again. So Rainbow Rising is the audience choice winner of the whole damn thing. Dave is shaking his head in disbelief.
I was going to say I'm so old, but I think I'm just too fucking young. That's probably it. I missed the whole fucking rainbow thing. That's probably it. I'm just too fucking young.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't get it. There's so much better albums and music and songs and fucking whatever.
Well, that was what was choice. That was all right. Well, let's do it. Let's do an exercise here, just for the sheer fun of it. Jeff, let's go to you first. What would you have chosen if for the audience battle? Which way would you have gone? Would you go on Rainbow or Led Zeppelin? What does your gut tell you? Don't overthink it.
Rainbow.
Rainbow. Okay, Conrad, Rainbow or Zeppelin? Which one would you have taken?
Rainbow, no contest.
Okay, Belle, just a gut answer.
Led Zeppelin.
Dave, I'm assuming Led Zeppelin for you.
Zeppelin.
I'm going Rainbow.
Yeah.
So there we go.
What a shock! I lose again.
You know, it's like that one song, Stargazer, is such a fucking powerful song.
Exactly.
That it's just.
See, that's the most boring fucking song on the album for me.
But that song.
I know Dream Theater have covered that, and I hate their version too. It just bores the fucking crap out of me.
Okay, well,
it's the Mount Everest of metal. Can't be topped.
Yeah.
No.
Best metal song ever written.
It's one of them.
Here we go.
You know, even Mustaine didn't write it, and he's still saying that.
If you ask Dave, I'm sure he did write it.
Yeah.
He would say
Belle is Belle. I'm convinced Belle is going to keep receipts out of this battle. We'll go.
I'm not pleased really about.
No, I know.
How this is all panning out.
I see it coming. There are receipts going to be coming down the pipeline for us in time to come. They're being stored.
Got your ticket.
But anyway, there we are. So that decides. So for us, it was Metallica. Ride the Lightning is the winner overall. For the audience, it was Rainbow Rising. So it's been a lot of fun doing this one.
It feels anticlimactic. Yeah, Metallica. I love Metallica, but Metallica win again. Fucking, wow, can't we do something even more original? Like, seriously.
All right, well, on that note, I'm going to go through some audience comments. In the comments now, along with everything, like we said all along, let us know where you're watching from tonight. If you haven't done so already, please do so. But also, think about a theme you'd like for us to explore in the next season of King of the Riff. So give us an idea, whatever you think, what album is a theme to make albums battle head-to-head against. Give us your ideas. We'll note them down, and we'll see how things play out.
No Limp Bizkit.
No, well, Dave, be careful what you wish for. All right.
Yeah, you may.
Basher said a little while ago, these comments are a bit older, so bear with me as I catch up. I agree with Belle with the method of assessment from most of the team, credibility lost. Wow, here we go. We have lost credibility as far as Basher is concerned. I'm sorry, Basher.
I won something.
Says, Satanic Panic Crew, quick to state, shout at the devil, not shout with the devil, which was good retort back in the day. There we go.
Nicky Six is cool.
Adrian's laughing at Belle. Adrian says, a late great Cliff Burton. Come on, there we go.
Yes.
Lars and James are from Los Angeles and met Cliff Burton and moved to the Bay. There we go.
Hey, do you know what? I recently listened to Sebastian Bach's biography, and he's reading it, and he said that James Hetfield got to hear Slaves of the Grind before it was released, and they're in the car, and James is saying, Sebastian, my favorite singers are John Bush and you, but don't tell anyone.
Wow.
So there you go. That was fun.
Good fucking singers. So yeah. Tony says, "I'm surprised Zeppelin lost that. To be fair, well, there you go. Well, that was the audience vote. The Rainbow was just from beginning to end.
I didn't get it.
And hard music on cue the walking frames, Dave. So there we go. Here we go. But get in the comments if you got themes. You want to try and give us some themes to play with, then we'll take them on board. But we'll see how we go. But that does this season of King of the Riff. That does a whole lot of things. Now next week, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen next week yet because normally we would do a Embrace the Chaos episode after doing a season of King of the Riff. Not sure what we're going to do next week yet. Bear with me. It may not be a stream next week because I'll get to that in my win and bin section in a moment here. But as always, like, follow, subscribe. Details are in the description box. Everything here. There's reference tracks. There's playlists to follow. There's links to us. All the usual stuff. Get involved. Have some fun. You know what to do. You can follow us at your preferred platform. Our handle is the same on everything. So just go and find us. Follow us. If you want to get involved in other things like our Sunday sessions, check us out on Patreon. And as always, if you want to get in touch with us, the best way to do so is email. It's the best way to get through to us, and that is on the screen, media@thehardrock.com. Again, all the links to all this sort of stuff are in the description box. So just find that. It's all there. Go have fun with that stuff. Okay, here we go. BP has gone prog battle. Long time coming. A prog battle. We haven't done...
I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that.
Interesting.
We did. Yeah, okay. So... I'll make a note of that now.
I'm a little scared.
Yeah. Bill's like, no, I just lost this one badly. I don't want to do another one of these.
Oh. Well,
it'd be fun, Bill.
I'm
OSDM.
Getting there.
What is OSDM?
I think of OPSM. I think of fucking glasses. What the fuck is it?
Nice. OSDM. Something's death metal. Overseas death metal?
I don't know. Adrian's gone prog battle sounds cool. We'll get Patreon to
OSDM.
Yeah, hard music. What is OSDM? Help us out here.
Tell us what the fuck that is, because we're all too stupid.
Originally satanic death metal.
I don't know.
Oriental sounding death metal.
I don't know. Dance overseas dance music. I don't know.
Oh no,
that could be cool.
Yeah, I was about to say, Bella like that one when Dave's going to die.
Fucking kill me.
So while we wait for hard music guys to verify what exactly that means.
I'm going to fucking Google it. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. We'll see. Old school death metal. There we go. Old school death metal. Thank you for clarifying.
Old school death metal.
How fucking stupid are we?
Very.
Wow.
If people are watching this show and they don't realize how stupid we are by now, hello.
I never even thought of that.
I wouldn't have thought of it either.
Yeah. 90s is the pinnacle of death metal. So there we go. So there's one there. 90s old school death metal, prog battle. Michael says slide guitar, which includes different decades and genres. Okay. Slide guitar.
Wow.
Interesting. Getting into the weed. That's interesting.
Decades.
Adrian's gone Sepultura review. We could do a band one.
We fucking more human than human.
We could poll the audience to rank the band like an album list from the band. So if we did a discography battle, you could poll and get the top 12 albums from the audience and then put those albums head to head and see which one comes out on top. That'd be an interesting way to do it as well. You could do a band. So it doesn't have to be a particular quote-unquote theme. Could be a band as well. So I don't know. Get in the comments. Let us know. I'll keep making this nice. But it's time to go through and do the win or bin of the week before we get out of here. We are going to skip the guessing game tonight, Dave. In the end, we are getting on that point.
Oh, we're going to wait till next week. Let's work for me. It's already done.
That's all good.
Cool. We did. I'm glad I cut those or made those sections fluid earlier today because we're going to finish on time or thereabouts. So let's get on to the win or the bin of the week. Jeff, let's start with you. You're next to me on the screen. So what have you got? What is your win or bin or both of this week? Please tell me it's not Uber Eats again.
Nope, it's not Uber Eats. No, look, on a much more serious note, I think the events of the last 24, 36 hours overseas, I'm not going to, I'll just say pagers and fucking walkie-talkies. That's all I'm going to say. Fucking deplorable. And so those cunts can get in the fucking bin.
What happened? What?
Oh, we'll talk off stream or whatever. Yeah, we won't get into the weeds on it now. I know what Jeff's talking about, and it's
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, it's not great.
Just Google pager or walkie-talkie, Dave, and you'll know all about it.
Yeah, it'll turn up in
People still use walkie-talkies and pages.
Try.
Yeah, in certain parts of the world they do. Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So Jeff, I do empathize with that. I do understand what you're going with there.
So.
Anything else you wanted to throw in there, or is that
no, just lying down with fucking dogs, you're gonna get fleas, and that's what they've done. And
good point.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, Dave's looking it up. All right.
Brutal shit. So I'm not going to get into it, but that's my fucking bin.
That's your bin. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Conrad, win and or bin. What have you got this week for us?
Win, Iron Maiden just announcing a tour, getting tickets for that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Getting those sorted out. I don't know. Bin, Lord Mayor, our Mayor, London's Mayor Sadiq Khan. He's a fucking incompetent idiot, and he just deserves to be sacked. He's just a dick, just an ass. You saw what was going on over here, you'd know he's just our Prime Minister as well over here as well. He's a fucking incompetent tool as well. So they can both get in the bin. Yeah,
fair enough. Rightio. All right, Belle, what have you got for us this week?
I don't have anything.
Okay,
I'm gonna be just. I've got nothing. I guess that's good or bad.
Could be good.
It can't be bad.
I don't have a win. Well, I'm not having wins. Not great. But...
Not even saying Maiden. Like Maiden's still this week.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That's my win.
Maiden. Hey, gives you a more positive outlook on the week, doesn't it? Like it's not all bad, surely.
I forgot about it. That was so long ago now.
It's like an hour ago in the stream, but all right. Wow. All righty. Dave, what have you got for us?
I think I mentioned last week about audiobooks and shit, but yeah, if you got a premium account on Spotify, you get 15 hours a month of audiobooks, and they have a fuckload of rock biographies, which I love reading. Yeah. And I just discovered that all of them are read by the author.
Yeah.
So going for Joe Perry's book was fucking fantastic because he has a great story, but he's very relaxed and bluesy. And so I finished that, and that went for like 14 hours. So I had an hour left. I jumped on Sebastian Bach's book, not expecting to hear, this is Sebastian Bach. You know what he's like. You get the whole fucking book with him as Sebastian Bach. And I got an hour of that, so I'm just like, fuck this. I went to Audible with and I got my free 30-day trial because I had to listen to the rest of this. If you can imagine Sebastian Bach being him, talking about snorting coke with Lars Ulrich, where he just starts talking faster, and he does the worst impersonation of Lars because it sounds more like a French Schwarzenegger. Like, oh my God, Sebastian, you're not going to believe this. It's the funniest fucking thing I've heard in so long.
Wow.
Just jump straight to chapter 10. It goes for like an hour. And he's talking about getting fucked up with Lars. He's talking about going on the Guns N' Roses playing during the Use Your Illusion. He does Axl, so no, Sebastian, we're not going to do that. So, it's the best fucking thing I've heard in so long. It's an amazing story, well read, like shit. But yeah, jump on Sebastian Bach's biography on any Audible audiobook streaming service because my God, you're not going to laugh harder than you have in a long fucking time.
That's cool.
That was very cool.
I'll have to check it out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I've got one of each. The bin for me this week is old injuries flaring up. You guys know about this behind the scenes. Yeah. I've been dealing, like everyone who knows me knows, I've been dealing with a few injuries over decades now, and every so often they'll flare up and kick my ass. And last weekend I was doing not a lot of anything after an old injury. It gave me a lot of grief, and I was just doing nothing for as long as I could to try and make sure I was going to be okay to get back to work on Monday. And I got through it, and as the week's gone on, it's gotten better and better. So it's not a major setback. It's just I've been able to manage it. But unfortunately, when they do flare up, it sort of just knocks me out for about 48 hours or something. I'm not really good for anything much at all. So that whole thing can get in the bin. It's one of those things I'll have to get used to as the years tick on by, because it is shifting where it was originally and going further up my spine and stuff. So it's an old thing. I know. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. I'll have to just keep dealing with it until I'm not here anymore. But my win on the flip side of the coin, And the reason why next week I'm not sure about what's happening next week is because my family, for those who know, obviously, I was originally in Melbourne and moved up to Queensland here with Jody, just as a change of pace. My family from Melbourne are coming up for my dad's birthday up onto the Gold Coast. So we're all going to spend some time together on the Gold Coast for the next week. I haven't seen my family since we moved up here, so it'll be a good chance to see my family.
Any theme parks? You going to theme
I
parks?
don't know. We'll see, man. I'm not sure. Anything goes at this point in time. There's no set plans. There's a lot of young ones running around, so nieces and nephews are going to be kicking around.
Conrad jerking off?
No, he's cooking.
I hope so.
What?
No,
Let's
move on. Let's
move on.
Move on.
So yeah, but for me,
You
it's going to be really
accusing
cool
me
to
of
see. It's going to be cool to see my family for the first time in over a year. Getting close to a year and a half, actually. So it's going to be pretty cool. So that's why I'm not sure what's happening next week. Just stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date. But that's my win, which is pretty cool. Looking forward to that starting from Saturday afternoon. So that'll be where that kicks off. But we will be in touch with everything while everyone's losing their shit. I'm glad we're about to hit into maybe a good time for a mini break overall with the way people are looking at each other at the moment. So what happens as things go on. Fuck me dead.
David Conrad. This should be in the naughty corner.
No, we were all in the naughty corner at one point or another, I'm sure. All right, Vinny, my win is buying Alice in Chains Dirt on vinyl for $40. Go Marketplace. That's a good steal, man.
That's a good find.
Nice.
Well done.
Adrian says, cool, Andrew. Well, yeah, we are very happy. Tony says, that's awesome. I'm going to have to check out that Sebastian book. Thanks for another great night. All cheers. Most welcome. Thank you all for jumping in. Vinny's gone, haha, UV light ASAP. And we've got some Twitch spam there, so whatever, ignore that. Johnny says, see ya. Have a great night, everyone. Likewise to everyone out there. This has been an absolute blast, as always. And we managed to actually get this done on time, so the editing has worked. But fuck me, that is an absolute treat. Alrighty. Thank you, one and all. We'll keep you up to date with what happens next week. But even if we're not here next week, we're back the week after for sure. We'll just sort of keep things rolling on through. So it's only a very short break if it is a break this time of year. But again, thank you to Jeff beside me, to Conrad on the other side of the screen when he's in his shot, as well as a big thank you to Dave and to Bell on the bottom half of the screen for being a part of the show tonight. Thank you all for your company. Hopefully you have a great night, the rest of it, or day, or whatever it is, because people in different time zones everywhere. But also look after yourselves. Have a great week, and we'll catch you all very, very soon. Make sure you check us out on TV, 10:30 p.m. Saturday night, Channel 31 in Melbourne, and 10:30 p.m. Thursday night, Channel 44 Adelaide. And as always, like, follow, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Check out the description box for information there. And Adrian says, have a great weekend. Likewise, you have a great weekend out there. Get involved in Patreon if you want to get involved in the voting and nominations for Hot Rocks and Tastemakers as well. But that's all by the by. It's time to get out of here for now. On behalf of us all here, thank you so much. Jody, as always, said hello to everyone as well. Put that in there. And I'm Andrew, in case you don't know. We'll see you all very, very soon. Until next time, you know what to do, folks. As always, drink up. Rock on.
Cheers.
Yeah.